everyone, I'm going to show you how to make an infographic using Adobe Spark Post on the iPad. I've already logged in, so we're going to get started. You can choose to make an infographic either from a template or from a blank slate. So if you want to use a template, tap on templates in the lower left and then search at the top for infographic and you will get a lot of options. You pick one by tapping on it, and then if you tap remix this template, it will make a copy for you, and then you can go ahead and edit that. I, however, really want to focus on making one from scratch, since that is what I would like to do. So you tap on the green plus sign in the bottom, and you have a lot of options here. I think the best ones are solid color or patterns. I prefer the solid color because I think that's what works really well, but play around if you want to check out the patterns. Design assets also looks somewhat like patterns. So solid color, you're just sort of randomly given a color. If you do not like it, you can scroll through here and see a lot of colors. Obviously this is not every color in the rainbow. So let's say I like this shade of pink, but I want a slightly different version. I can adjust it in here. Okay, I can also just fully go through the spectrum and find something. Oh, let's just be really obnoxious. Let's go with this nice bright green, right? And choose that as my foundation. Then I will tap done and next. The next thing is to pick the size of your canvas, and any of these are viable options. It's completely up to you. I'm going to choose 11 by 17 and tap done. So this is what it looks like. The next stage that would work really well is to go into the layout. The default, or what you get originally, is the simple layout, which is just a blank canvas. But you also can choose these different banner layouts or more grids than I can even count if you want to somehow subdivide the work you have, or the layout. I'll just choose that one. You also can play with the border, which I think is nice. So border is going to be for the outer edges, and if you have multiple cells there, then you can add a border to the cell. You can play with color here. So if I don't like a black border, let's go with this blue. Let's just keep everything super duper bright today. And tap done. So play with the border. And now we're going to get to adding text and, oh, one other thing, sorry. You also can play with a color scheme up front or during the process for your infographic as a whole. So if I tap on colors here, you'll see that there are these color swatches that Adobe has put together, and they've created combinations that look arguably a little bit better than what I have somehow created. So you can go through and say, you know what? Oh, I really like, actually there is one in here I really like. I don't know. Let's just go with this one. I really like that color scheme. That seems more reasonable. Now you can also modify these color schemes. So let's say that I have an aversion to the color yellow. I'm great with all these colors, but I don't like yellow. Then I will tap on yellow and I'm going to customize it, and I'm going to make, I want one obnoxious color in here, so I'm going to keep all the others and then I'm going to go with that really bright color. I probably shouldn't say it's obnoxious, these are just fun. And then I'll tap done. And then the other thing you can do with the color swatch here is tap on the two arrows crossing each other that looks like an X, and that will just swap what colors show up. And you can do this at any point in your design. So once you start adding text and graphics, if you just do this, it will play with what those colors are. Color-wise, you can always do this sort of holistic mixing, or you can change any individual element. So for example, I can tap now that I'm here on just that background, and let's say I want to change the color of that background because the color mixing is not giving me what I want, or I want something outside of that palette. I can go here and do that. So now we're going to get to adding text and then adding images, which are the last two things that you will need. So you will always get a text box to start, and as it says, you double tap to edit the text. So let's just make this an infographic about running. Running is awesome. I don't particularly like this font, so if I tap out of the text, you will return to a different menu, but if I'm ever wanting to edit text, tap on it once and you get this editing menu at the bottom. You have a lot of fonts here that you can choose from, so we can do that one. A little bit hard to read, but let's just do that. You can play with, as I mentioned, individual colors. So you will have to pardon my graphic design here. This is really a tech tutorial and not an art tutorial. You can play with opacity. I'll skip over to effects. Actually, this one is more interesting. So you can add shapes. And if you tap on the 3 lines there, you have all different kinds of things that you can do. So I can add a sunburst. I can turn this into, what is that? A pop-out comment bubble. Play with things like that. You can add shadow outlines. Again, you always have more options with these 3 parallel lines underneath any of them. So kind of just play with things. You can change the size here, or you can also change the size outside of this just by dragging the corners. You tap around among these things. The last thing I want to show you is that you actually can play with preset styles that Adobe has made. So this is going to ruin everything I did. But if I go through here, I can see what Adobe artists have suggested might be better than my own pathetic graphic design skills. And I can settle on one of these, or I can just sort of leave it at my own scary creation. So that's text. I don't want my title down here, so let's put it here up at the top. The next thing I'm going to need is to add images. So tap on the plus sign, and there are a few different ways to pull in images. Design assets are things provided by Adobe, and there's a lot of different panels in here. I have not played with all of these. A lot of them would not really work for me in an infographic, but it's definitely a library that is worth exploring. The images option here allows you to pull in images from outside of Adobe, and there's other things too, but this is where if you have an image that you got on the internet or that you created, I suggest saving it to your photo library, and then you can pull it in here from that library. Just save it to your camera roll. And then the last thing that I really love are the icons. So Adobe has a massive library of icons that I think fit really, really well for an infographic. And you can use the search feature to see what they have. So if I look up runner, I have all different kinds of runners. I mean, more runners than I can possibly count, right? And especially if I'm going to do a whole infographic about running, I even see like multiple things I might want. I kind of like this shoe. I like this person. So you can insert multiple at once, or you can go one at a time. Up in the upper right-hand corner, after tapping on them, I'll tap on add to in this case, and then I can drag them around, right? And I don't like that color. So to edit an icon or edit any kind of image, you tap on it once and you get the editing features at the bottom. We can again, play with color. We can play with opacity. One thing that's good to know about is the order feature. So let's say I wanted to put an image and text together, but I want the text to be on top. I can drag this so now the runner is behind that text. Move that around, right? So I think we've covered pretty much everything. There's a lot of playing to be done. When you are finished, you will tap on the export icon in the upper right, and you will choose Save Image. This saves it to your camera roll, and so then you can go and put that into Schoology, for which I have other directions, and I think you probably know how to do already, but the directions exist. All right.